Hello, it's Jimbo here. Once again, we're back again. Just wanted to talk to you about my caravan a little bit, things I've done to it. First off, I removed the little fuse panel that comes with the Coronel caravan and the little battery charger that was only for lead acid batteries, and replaced it with a. Hello, here comes the boss. And I replaced it with a battery management system by BM Pro, which has been working quite well. I also put in, removed the AGM battery, which was pretty pathetic, and put in two 170 amp lithium batteries, which are working very well, supplying the whole system. I replaced all the ceiling lights with LEDs, circular little LEDs, which are working very well. I also replaced the ones in the range hood with little clip-in LEDs, as the halogen ones that were in there were falling out and falling to pieces. I've replaced the fridge with a 12-volt fridge. Took the three-way out and put the 12-volt in. I've tested it. We are yet to do a run with it, but we'll wait and see. I also put in a 3,000-watt inverter so I can run the microwave, and that's working well. I've put a water saver in the shower, and which has a feedback to the tank so that you don't waste water when you're having a shower. You just flick it over when the hot water comes in as it changes colours and lets you know. What else have I done? I've replaced the roof hatch up here with a new one. The original one, which came from Germany, to replace it, or to buy it, actually was nearly $3,000 by the time it was shipped from Germany. So I got a one from Australia, which was around about $300 or $400, and replaced that. I did some modifications on the roof and also some modifications inside. The scupper, I also replaced the scupper at the front of the caravan over the bed, as that started leaking on our last trip. And I've replaced that with another little vent that can be opened up. It has its own fan, like a toilet vent, a San Rema, and that is working very well as well. Other than that, pretty much the same. I am thinking of changing the toilet out. I have a eco toilet. I've just got to take some measurements and see how we go there. Other than that, the van is very nice. I also replaced the radio and put in a Bluetooth one with a flip out screen, so it's a little bit easier to handle and stuff like that. I've put a couple of solar panels on the roof, giving me about 550 of solar to go with my 340 of lithium, and I have put isolator switches on them as per the requirements, or the new requirements that have come in on the solar panels. Now that's what I've done to date. I've also, after our last trip, of course, took the springs out and had the springs reset because I was starting to get wear on the inside of one or two of the tyres. So I got them reset, because that's a common fault with Coronel caravans, with the typical type of suspension it's got, the easy toe suspension. And when the springs start to sag, they tear tyres wear on the inside. Before our last trip, which was 22,000 Ks, right over to Cooktown and back, I replaced all the wheel hubs with new wheel hubs, complete with brake linings and the electric brake system. And also I moved the electric brake controller, which was in the front boot, in a very awkward spot. I replaced that. I relocated that, I should say, and put it under the bed so I can have easy access to it. And the water pump, I took the water pump from underneath the bed, which, if you had a leak, was starting to tick and get a bit noisy, because when I bought the caravan, it had been in a shed for 5 years and it had only been used as a sleeping quarters, and the water system hadn't been used, and I had quite a few leaks with the push-on fittings. So I relocated that to the little front area where the original battery was located, and sealed that area up so that the water pump would be protected when we travel. And that's about all I've done. So thanks very much for listening, and I'll see you next time. Bye.